If you would like to get your song reviewed, dear listener, there's the filthy capitalist option. As Sori says, $125 gets you straight to the head of the line. You don't have to be a part of the alliance. You don't have to be part of the group.
Wait a minute.
And the biggest thing is you don't have to wait. You hop, skip, and jump right in front of everybody. $125 gets you there. You do that 3 times, and you get mashed down to the $75 rate for perpetuity.
Yes!
Also, there is a band review option. So if you've got a band and you're trying to get your band some exposure, hit me up at vinsori@gmail.com, and I'll show you the details about how to pull that off.
You can also jump on Patreon, and there is a option on the tiers to be able to get your band reviewed. Obviously, we can't lie to you, so we can't guarantee a positive review. Get what you get.
It's just rubbish.
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 That's British for garbage.
My favorite is the community option. $1 at the gate gets you in at Patreon. You get to join an alliance. The alliance joins their points together, and that helps determine what songs that we do.
The alliances hang out on Discord.
Message me on Patreon to get the link.
And they do all kinds of other cool things. They do Minecraft, Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah. It's really a community within the community. Anybody can go on the village, facebook.com/Vin and Sori. There's 160,000+ people on the channel. What's cool about the Discord is that it offers a real opportunity for community connection, friendship, that type of thing.
And it's on Discord, so if you're not a Facebook person, it's for you.
You start off at $1.
Right.
Plus you get exclusives. Sori and I are working on a song. So the first 15 seconds of that was on Patreon. Also, at $15 tier and above, when we actually debut the video, they're going to be there live with us. There you are, dear listener.
Buy our merch.
Buy our merch indeed, and y'all shall eat them.
Yes, to buy our merch.
Yes, dear listener.
The multi-generational stream is coming to a close, ladies and gentlemen. But it's not a complete close because we still are at the beginning of a review, and we do know how much Vin and Sori like to talk.
Also, it's inspired a Perry Mason thingamajiggy. So, there you go. Okay,
so the last song that we have is Lovebites Holy War.
Yes.
And there's no comments put in here, so
this has actually been the most intriguing thing for me when I saw the title. I was like,
oh really?
That should be interesting. Song notes: crazy guitars, synchronized and solo handoff. Same deal, but add galloping riffs. I see. So that's the generational thing of harmonizing guitars. So I'm assuming this group is going to be a newer group. The previous group was an older group. I see what you did there. Multi-generationality. Okay. I see.
All right.
Lovebites Holy War. Let's do it. They're girls? They're a girl singer? Whoa, the whole band is girls. Okay.
Yay!
This is your song.
I'm liking this! Look at that! Girls ain't playing with you, boy! Look out, 'cause blood comes, it's going to rain. Keep on living, count on midnight. girls are rocking like this. Okay, girl, I see you. Okay, Shorty, let me hear you talk. Whoa! Woohoo!
Wow.
Oh, now they're harmonized. No, now they're harmonized. It's a wrap. It's a wrap. Talk to him. Screenshot that shit. Oh, man, my heart. My heart. Whoa, man. Jesus.
Jesus.
Thank you so much. Arigatou. Minna daisuki de Tokyo. See you next time. Good night.
Yes, man. We need to get our show on the road.
Wow.
Oh, we must have, there it is.
Yep.
Yeah, he thought he'd get away with it. Yeah. I mean, it was worth it to be. It was worth it to be. It was worth it to be. All right, well, dear listener, what that means, if you're in regular YouTube land, that means that we got a hold of it.
Wow.
Stay tuned, guys. Chill out. We're okay. Man, I thoroughly enjoyed that song. I thoroughly enjoyed that song. And yes, look, this is the price you pay when you do the type of things that we do. We do reactions. And so for you who are watching this on regular YouTube, because we don't cut up the songs, one, you can't monetize them, which is okay. But the other thing that happens is that YouTube will kick you out. They'll suspend your channel, yada 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 yada. So this happened during a live stream. So what happened is after the song came out, we got a stream unavailable thingamajiggy. That's why we have Patreon and things like that to offset it. That's why we have the DJ streams to offset it, etc., etc. Because we don't want to cut up songs. We don't want to pause it every 2 seconds or 20 seconds or whatever. We want to play the thing the whole way through, and everybody wants to hear it the whole way through. So that's what we do. So give it a little. In a second, you can fast forward. We'll probably timestamp when everybody came back, and then we started the commentary. But this is what happens. Dwayne is saying you should have played the Beatles
because they never blocked.
They never blocked.
Well, I was like, when I don't know, somebody put Baby Metal. I was like, oh no, because when we first started the channel, that was like, that's like a big thing. Baby Metal was. Would give you that was like strikeable, where you could get too many of those, it'll shut your channel down. We had done one that got us a strike way at the beginning. It was a Baby Metal song.
Baby Metal got us a strike. There was one where it suspended our account for a week. And they actually put a strike on the channel. But look, man, we do things a little bit differently here, and that's okay. But just for future reference, guys, if you have a suggestion, please try not to make it an official song from an official band, because that puts our channel in peril. But again, it's a big balancing act, and it's a risk we're willing to take. So, Middle Earth, don't feel bad. Just guys, you're gonna have to let us know when you see us, because
there it is. Okay.
I think we've returned. Oh my
gosh.
So the entire stream got blocked. So there you go.
But it looks like we're back. Type 22 if you can see us.
Type 22 if you can see us.
People see us. All right. So that song was pretty ridiculous.
I'm blown away. Those
they were really good. Yeah, at what they do.
Hella talent, bro.
I love the way that one girl's hair was. The one with like the solid braids.
Yeah,
it was so cool looking.
One of the guitarists. It was very like.
I was like, ooh, that's something I could do, because her hair was dark underneath and then she had the blonde on top of it. My mom went blonde for like the longest time. I look a lot like my mom. That worked for her too. So.
Your mother's still blonde, isn't she?
Well, yeah, that's true. She is. But she was like blonde at one point that was like the 80s.
Like Norwegian blonde.
80s blonde, yeah.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
I see.
Okay, so that was really fun. They played really well together, and it was really cool seeing just an all-girl band. And they were like...
Yeah, where are they from? Are they Korean?
They were with the best of them, like the way that they played and the way that they handled their instruments.
Yeah, they're definitely not playing around.
Yeah, and the way that they're... I thought it was so interesting that their costumes were like... Some of their costumes looked like... like dresses from, like movie, like Disney type of thing. You know what I mean? Like it didn't look like it was like metal, but it was. And they were, I don't know. Neil is saying that they're pretty sure that they're Japanese.
Yeah, I'm looking at them right now. They're from Japan. Go ahead.
Yeah, so that was, I thought they did really, really well. And
I don't like power metal.
Very talented.
I don't like power metal as a genre, but holy moly. They did such a good job.
That girl. So Vinny and I are working on a song right now. Well, one of the few songs we're working on. And there's one part that for the life of me, even if I practice it a lot, eventually I'll get it. But I can't seem to get my breath work right for it. And I'm like, I see this girl going on forever. I know. And I'm like, there's something wrong with me. That was a long time to put that powerful of a sound out. I was like,
well, she probably practices a lot.
and she was smaller,
She
so I'm
probably-
like,
she probably practices
you would think
a
that her
lot.
lungs would be.
She takes it really seriously. She probably practices
guy.
a whole lot. I
I
mean, maybe
see.
at least an hour in a day.
I see.
You know, I mean, who knows? Who knows what a person? Who knows what potential a person has? If
That's
they would
so
just-
true. Wow.
If they would just dedicate themselves.
Interesting.
To the
Yes.
craft.
Yes.
Yeah.
Feel bad, sorry. Beat yourself up. Stab yourself in your own heart.
What was the band? The band was Lovebites. Lovebites. The name of the song was Holy War.
Yeah.
Which the line was like, what are we fighting for? What are we fighting for? What are we living for? What are we fighting for? The world is still worth fighting for tonight, or something like that. It was a good line.
Oh,
a
yeah.
good line.
Okay.
It was a good line because, yeah, I've got a friend. You know, we talk about all the crazy shit that's happening on the planet, and he's convinced the world is going to be subsumed in a nuclear deluge. And I'm like, nah, man, like that's not going to happen. And it's not just wishful thinking. Like I truly believe that we're going to figure it out. But you know,
right.
You know, and so like all of the
I thought baby metal was a genre. Sorry.
No, baby metal is a band.
Yeah, I thought it was a genre.
Oh. Yeah, but all the back and forth and all the whatever, it's like, nah, man, like, eventually, I feel like humanity, we're going to figure it out how to treat each other. There is shit worth to fight for. And, you know, look, there is good and evil in the world. And so it's like, we're engaged in a holy war and yada, yada, yada. And, you know, there's the, you know, Islamic concept of jihad. And I think it was after, don't ask me to quote the hadith, but they just Fatimah. Oh, they just conquered Mecca basically, and you know there's a story is told to Muhammad like Ya Rasulullah, the jihad is over, because they had been fighting with these people for almost 23 years basically, and they overcame them. Okay. And then he said La, but the jihad has just begun, because he was talking about jihad al-nafs, the jihad against yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so it's like, we say like there's good and evil in the world in the sense of there's good guys over here and bad guys over here. But if we were to say there's good and evil in the world in the sense of looking at ourselves and saying there's good and evil in me and I'm in the world, hence there's good and evil in the world. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's a completely different story. So then you go to war with your own evil.
Which is kind of what we were talking about before.
Yeah. But you know, in Christianity, you know, Paul talks about
there's space for that,
crucifying the flesh.
Yeah.
And you know,
and it's sort of
in Paul's theology, the flesh is your dark side.
The cool thing about it is because it's already part of our theology, then it's part of our thought process. So there's no sense in feeling condemned about it. It's just, okay, well, where do we go from here? But when people believe that they don't have darkness within themselves and that somehow they're the exception to that rule and it's other people that create the problems and other people this or that, well then, when you see the darkness in yourself, you don't really know what to do with it, because you don't know, are you particularly like a worse person than other people? Or what do you actually do with that? So it's kind of like cool having it as part of your theology, is you already have a space for it. So whether you see the darkness in your own heart, or if you don't see the darkness in yourself, you know it's there. So you can say, okay, the fact that I'm not seeing it doesn't mean it doesn't exist, because it does. And then you're more able to see more of yourself and know who you actually are. And also what you're capable of, because I think some great evils in this world have been done and committed because people didn't believe they were capable of doing it.
Talk to him, brother, man. That's what's Peterson was talking about. He was talking about this book about these German. They were originally German police, but then they ended up having their job was to kill 40 people a day or something.
Well, what happened was they were put in a situation where they were like, okay, you're going to have to do whatever we ask you to do. And if they didn't want to do it, people didn't want to do, because they were essentially where they were killing pregnant women and everything, just executing people. But they were given the option to leave, but they didn't want to leave, not because they really didn't want to do the actions, but they felt too guilty to let their brothers do that action and leave them alone in it. So they stayed to kind of not leave it to their brothers, but then
nightmare.
like they all were participating in these horrible things. They said that they would, when it first started, I don't know if it continued on, they would just throw up, and because they were so disturbed by the actions that they were participating in.
Yeah. And so like if you the song is really cool because, you know, and again, there's jihad on nas, whereas you have the jihad against yourself.
Yep.
And your own issues, or as Paul talks about it, you know, crucifying the flesh, which is, you know, you got to really hate someone to crucify them if you know anything about Roman culture. And so it's like, but the thing, it's a very complex system of theology because it's not self-hate, because Paul says, it is no longer I who sin, but sin living in me. So he's completely disassociated himself. Who I am is completely disassociated from the sin living within me.
Yeah.
So then I can go ahead and attack the fucking shit out of that guy because he's not me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
And so like anything that's part of the old world is, you know, ego, destruction, apathy, hatred, greed, lust, all that. Anything that's part of the old world, I'll say, okay, I'm so disassociated with the old world that's not even me. And I can attack that. And to the degree that we kill the old world in ourselves is the degree to which we will manifest the new world in the quote real world. But as long as we think the problem is outside of us, then I think we're in a lot of trouble.
And it was just demonstrated in that last review.
It was so hopeful when she said that there's still something worth fighting for and all the rest of it. Like, I love that shit. Because, like I said, we're in a really precarious situation right now. We really, really are. I mean, nuclear war is actually possible. But I don't think it's going to happen, because I do think we're going to figure it out. I really, truly do. You know, I got a friend, and he goes, you know, he believes... He's like, this is the most dangerous time we've ever been in, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, I get it, bro. But I do think we're going to figure it out. I really do. But these girls apparently have been playing piano since like 3 or younger. The guitarist.
Wow. You said piano?
Yeah. Wow. So figure that out. Go ahead.
Okay. So shout out to BC, who says that, I could play like that, but I don't want to.
Yeah, me too.
But I don't want to. I like the part where they said, okay, wait a minute. Singing Gloria to change the prophecy. We are the metal warriors fighting the darkness for the sisters. But when they said
are they a Christian band?
To change the prophecy, like...
Yeah.
Man.
Why? What's going on with you?
I love that. Well, one, obviously, like... Christian prophecies, I mean, there's a lot of prophecies that were in the scriptures, and some of them were so accurate that people have a hard time believing that they were pronounced before the event actually happened, because they're so clear. But I guess it's, well, I really don't know how to explain it. One is that there's a part of me that totally believes that if a prophecy has been made, because I'm looking at our Christian prophecies, then you can't change the prophecy, like it's going to happen. But then, you know, coming from this other side where they're singing, oh, Gloria, to change the prophecy, like, almost like, you know, there's this negative prophecy. I don't know what their prophecy is, but it almost seems like they want to change it, so it's going to be this positive and great thing, and they're doing it together, and we're the metal warriors fighting for the darkness for us. I don't know, I just liked that sort of like hopeful, like, okay, I know what it is. It's the attitude that you can change the unchangeable that I like. It's because that was sort of the mentality that I used to have like years ago, and then like through all the depression and stuff, I think that I've kind of changed. Well, not completely. I think that I changed a lot during that time and almost became hopeless even in the hopeful. Yeah. And you know, so I like that sort of attitude of saying, you know, like we're gonna change the prophecy, you know what I mean? Like, and having that sort of fight in you and that sort of hope that you even have enough power within yourself or within whatever it is that you're relying on to be able to change the unchangeable. And so I think I really, really like that. And I liked the fact that it was all girls in this band. So that was pretty cool too.
I love the fact that in metal, like I said, there is misogyny everywhere, yada yada yada. I get that, but where I'm from, you know, the women, Nicki Minaj, Cardi B, they have to display some sort of sexuality. So like, it's part of their skill set. Like rapping is part of their skill set, and then you get props for that. But you have to do some hip shaking. You have to wear, you know, whatever, and you have to like display a lot of sexuality. But in metal, it's really, you can. There is a place for that. Like if the girl wants to, she can. But if they can play, if the girl can play, or she can sing, or she can command a stage, like that's enough. Like she can get marketed just on that alone. Like, holy shit, this girl's a badass.
No, that's true.
And then you're hearing people that are like, I'm 42, I've been playing as 9, I can't play that fast. Like, people will give you your respect in the metal community if you got the skill. Well, if you don't have the skill, forget it. But I really, really appreciate that about metal. In rap, like, I believe Nicki Minaj is a decent rapper. I believe Cardi B is a decent rapper. But I think Lil' Kim is a decent rapper. But for whatever reason, they gotta sexualize themselves in order to get to that next level. Whereas these girls, man, they're just going for it. Hey, I've been playing since I'm 3, and we're just sitting there going, holy shit, these girls can play, and they're getting the props they deserve, and I love that. I'm not saying you're in some guy going, oh, I'd like to, you know, whatever. I'm not even saying it's wrong to be like, oh, they're attractive. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, like, they're able to just be appreciated for their art, for their music, for their mastery of the instrument, for the mastery of the vocal, you know, range. And I love that about metal. I don't think there's really any other genre where, you know, look, the girl just comes in and she can just be judged by her raw talent. And again, I'm not saying that there are not sexualized women in metal. I'm saying that you don't necessarily have
it's
to
not
be
a requirement.
It's not a requirement.
Right.
And there doesn't have to be like a subtle little hint of it either. It could just be you're playing your ass off and you're headbanging it, and that's it. End of story. That's what I'm saying. And I love that about the metal subculture.
I agree. I definitely agree with that.
What do you get the song?
I'm going to give it a 9.8.
I'm going to give it a 9.8. I'll give it a 9.8 as well.
Going.
I'll give it a 9.8. I think that's
well,
our
you
first.
Flinched like I was going to hit you.
I think that's the first synchronized rating we've had today.
It is.
You
were wrong all the other times.
Rating with Neil, but that's about it. Neil Middle Earth gave it a 10. Really good, strong finish, Middle Earth. What an eclectic group of songs we got. And
yes,
guys, this was a historical day. It's the first day on our channel, which we haven't shot a commercial for or anything.
Yep, first day on the new channel, and first strike for the channel.
And the first strike for the channel. Shout out to Middle Earth. Don't feel too bad about it.
It's so bad. Oh man.
Shout out to did you see he said sorry? He's like, sorry, don't feel sorry. Our live performance is more optional. Mike, usually if somebody's done like 3 or 4 DJ streams with us, then we're kind of more liberal on the risks we're willing to take for them, just because.
Perk.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's true.
Congratulations on the strike, he says.
Yeah.
So Middle Earth, don't worry about it, man. It was where I'm glad.
I try and fail.
I'm glad that I'm actually glad we got to see. I mean, obviously, you know, I'll work with YouTube right after this to do something about the strike, reversed. Inshallah. But if we can't, that's okay. That's okay. Okay, guys.
If we can't, that's okay. That's 1 of 3. So we still have 2 more.
Right, we still have 2 more for the life of the channel. Get your DJ streams now. You may never see.
Actually, you know what's another good thing is really having 2 channels. So if they shut us down here, we go over there. So we really have 6.
Right. Oh my my God. All right. Well, having said that, dear listener.
You guys have a good night. I got to go start working on supper.
Love your neighbors.